Scream is a 1996 Wes Craven movie. I think it might be the first Wes Craven movie I watched. I don't think I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street as far as I remember, or I think Hills Have Eyes, which looks really good. I heard the remake is pretty good, or the sequels to both don't really look that good. But either way, it's basically about this killer called Ghostface who starts killing off people, and they're kind of like pointing out like the tropes of horror, and this whole thing is like, oh, what's your favorite scary movie? And so the main character, Sidney Prescott, basically has to deal with this whole thing and how it kind of connects to her mother's death a year earlier, which comes into play way later in the movie. But among other things, like her friends start dying, and they have to figure out who did it. So I'll just rattle off the few negatives I have, which is very few. There's this moment in the beginning where Ghostface isn't really attacking Casey Becker, and she kind of just stands around. Like, there's a few moments where she stands around instead of like trying to get faster, like get to the place faster where like her parents are. So that's a bit dumb. And I guess I'm thinking of negatives. And I guess the end where they're talking about like, oh, this is the part where the supposedly dead killer comes back for one last scare.
Careful. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
That part, he just decides to come up and then he gets killed. It's like, it didn't really seem very thought out. So yeah, there's that. When Tatum, I think, is being attacked, she had quite a few moments to unmask the killer, maybe yell his name and like stab the shit out of the killer, whichever one it was, because there's two, Stu Mocker and Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bin Laden or some shit. I don't know. Like, basically, she could have like unmasked him a few times. So there's some few problems, but they're very small, and you could still kind of write off the first one in case he's like, she's still scared, and I guess Tatum as well. But they're just small problems. The lowest grade I'd ever get this was like an A-, but yeah. The positives, pretty much everything. The first scene is good because I guess at that time Drew Barrymore was like really well known. I mean, I'm not saying now she isn't, I just guess. Like, I'm assuming at the time she was like really popular. So killing her off in this really cool scene that's not like 5 minutes long. It's like 12, 13 minutes long. You see the calls, like, you hear the calls become much more aggressive. Like, first they're kind of flirtatious, but then they turn to like really aggressive really quickly to show like how they can almost switch on a dime. That was really cool. And her death was, somewhat sad. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but the whole sequence was really good. It sucked. She got like really close to her parents, but I guess was too quiet. And I do like the music. It was kind of somber up until like the moment where you see Casey Becker's death, like her actual death, like her hanging corpse. And one with like really kind of loud music, not too obnoxious, but it's for a suitably like crazy moment, because I guess like at that moment, like, like maybe killing off big stars wasn't as common, and I'm assuming killing them off like in the beginning, that's like killing off Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson within like the first 20 minutes. It's that kind of crazy, probably, or Tom Holland, I guess, or something like that. It's like it's a crazy reaction, like it would probably garner something like that. And while the mystery element wasn't as, I'm not gonna say cooked, it wasn't as like done as much, I guess, as I would like. I don't know, because it is nice when you watch the movie knowing the killers, kind of seeing them interact when like one gets too uncomfortable. I think when the other one seems to be talking a bit too much, like you get that dynamic and how like one of them is kind of peer pressuring the other. I think Billy, and you even kind of get like a weird moment from Stu.
Got one. The police are on their way. What are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
I'll rip you off, you bitch! Just like your fucking mother!
Like, I don't know if it was kind of sad. It was just like, oh, that's a little depressing, honestly, now thinking about it. But that was, I do like that. I do like the back and forth. I think the movie's consistently entertaining. The last 40 or so minutes takes place in one location, but they managed to make it not feel boring. The ending is fucking weird, because, like, you just got the killers revealed. They just stab at each other for a bit, and they're just like, I'm feeling a little woozy here. Like, the blood is dripping. It kind of feels dragged out, but, like, in a good way, where it's like, oh, this is going on longer than I expected. I like it. It's just weird and different. I like it. They're just kind of walking around, and like Cindy kind of flips the tables on her, stabs on her, flips the table on them. I think she stabs one of them with like an umbrella, which is like, oh shit. Reminds me of Silent Night, Deadly Night, where like this dude got like stabbed with an umbrella and then like it came out, and I think reminds me of Death in Stitches. Because I saw the kill count, but I've also seen some stuff. Like I've seen some stuff, I don't know, like a while ago. I just got reminded that Avatar has 4 sequels, and they're apparently all filmed all back to back, so that was something. But and like the umbrella basically, like she falls and it opens, and like the head starts to like, there's just like a bunch of blood. But like imagine like she just stabbed him, and like she opened it, and it just ripped apart like his fucking like his stomach. I mean, the movie is not nearly as gory as that. I mean, still got violence. I'll actually talk about that like right now. But yeah, that would have been kind of funny.
Taken from behind.
Yeah, I do like it because this movie's kind of violent, but not like in the overly dramatic way. Like it's violence, but it feels real. Like it's not like, oh, blood and guts like Quentin Tarantino. Not that I'm complaining about his violence. It's fucking hilarious. But like, that sounds a little weird, but not really. If you watch the movies, it's like comical, but this is like kind of realistic. It's, you know, not overly violent, but it feels like there's actual weight. And I do kind of like the whole thing with like, there's like this whole thing where like Billy, I guess, is trying to like have sex with Sydney, but she doesn't want to because her mom was raped. And there's a bit of gaslighting, I think, kind of, or like something like that, like emotional manipulation a bit by like Billy, because like he kind of wants, you know, to have sex, but like he's kind of pushing the boundaries. And I guess it does kind of foreshadow he's a bit of a killer. I'm not saying if you have bad boundaries you're a killer, it just kind of like goes to show he doesn't really respect her, and that kind of plays into the whole thing, because the ending is like they're gonna set up her dad, be like, oh, the anniversary, so it kind of all plays into itself like a nice little neat circle, almost. Obviously like not really neat because they're killers doing something horrible, but in the movie wise it's kind of interesting to watch it unfold, and it's just really well done. Okay, reshooting this part because the background noise got way too loud, and it's a little annoying. Basically, I do like how they consistently put Sydney in danger. Like, there's this part where like these girls in the bathroom talk trash, and then later when she tries to leave, this dude, I guess it's one of the killers, chases her. There's a lot of moments. There's also the scene with Principal Hembry with a reference to like Freddy Krueger, which was kind of cool, and then he gets killed. A lot of the deaths are just stabbings, but like they're still decently done. I also like how the masks, like, they're very popular during this time, so it's kind of hard to track down the killer. I kind of like that. And I just think it's, like, really well done. Not really sure what else I had to say about it. I do like it. I think it's pretty funny. I do like the interactions with the characters. I hope the sequels are close to as good. That would be cool. I just really enjoyed it. I think it was well done. Yeah, and I hope the new one is also good, kind of like Halloween 2018, but if they do a sequel to Scream, this, you know, the new one, I hope it's not like Halloween Kills. I mean, it can be in some sense, but I just hope it, you know, has a better story and stuff like that. By the way, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you whenever I upload that review for Scream 2 or whatever I do. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.